Content is for adult collectors of the hobby and a general audience of 13 years or older.
And guys, Dranzer is being sucked into its vortex. I win. If you think the fight is over, you're wrong. Battle on, Dranzer!
Get on, Beybladers. Bladebay X here. More character combos for you, and of course, coming in second, as always, to Tyson Granger is our boy Kai Hiwatari. So we're going to build the ultimate definitive Dranzer combo here today. Let's go. So I've still got my my collection of Blade Breakers parts here. This is my Dranzer box. You'll see here a bunch of them are like a 3D printed parts. This is for my own Black Dranzer project. If you're checking on the live streams, I'm normally updating people in there about those, but this is where I keep all the test parts for my Dranzer Bay. Funnily enough, I haven't ever released the footage of it, but this is the blade that started, or the AR that started this whole project. So I'll elaborate more on that sometime, but I'll get these parts out of here. And this is a Black Dranzer X, so we can't use those parts unfortunately, but what we can use is all here. Oop. So of course everybody knows Dranzer S. The best part we could take from this, and I'm very tempted to, is doing some shenanigans with the blade base, keeping it in this mode, so like already activated. It's got really good LAD, life after death, because of the shape here. It's got good aggression, like, so if you can survive the early part of the game when this is in its most aggressive like state, then your stamina should hold out pretty well for the rest of the match, or at least in my experience. I really like this base, but not sure it's the way to go for this one. Then we have, of course, the iconic Dranzer F, the Black Dranzer Bay itself. We used the AR last time from this, and it did okay. And I still abide by the fact that I think this AR is super sweet. But I've got some tactics, some tic tacs in mind. Then we move to our V series. Here, this is the only one we have, the V2, that will support parts if we do want to use them, which of course are great because they give us buffs all around. They can be really helpful with defense, stopping bays from getting under us, and of course just adding extra weight to your bays. One of my favorite kind of gimmicks in Bakuten shoot is the use of support parts. I really wish we had engine gear bases that would house support parts. That's going to be a little project for me sometime down the line. But then we also have a really good weight disc, 8 balance, and of course the AR is great in both right and left spin. The blade base we went with last time for our previous Bakuten shoot character tournament. We're not going to go with it this time. I kind of gave it the benefit of the doubt then, but I can't get on with it. I just can't. One thing I did do though was talk a lot of smack about Dranzer V, and in particular its blade base. Now, I've since done a lot more testing in battles with Dranzer bays, and I've found, because this tip only works with a magnet core, because otherwise you see here it's exposed, but some of the old ones you get all the dust, the magnetic dust coming out of the core there. But the flatter you can get one of these tips, this one's gnarled to hell, but the one on my red one here on this side's a bit flatter, hasn't been used as much. The flatter you can get one of these tips, the better this base is. I really like this base now, so I'm thinking about going with it here. And And I've got a couple copies of Dranzer G. I don't have a GT. And again, just like with the Dragoon combo, I know people really like that AR, and it is a super cool AR. I'm more of a fan of these kind of like winged ARs from the Dranzer line, but it's very cool. Very, I say unique. It's quite similar to like Master Dragoon and such, but very cool. Like the kind of levels of it, the way everything steeps down. But again, super expensive bait. I'm always keeping my eye on the market, but not been willing to stretch for, again, not one of my favorite baits. GT is cool, but I actually prefer G. I will definitely get my hands on one at some point though. But this AR, fantastic smash AR. I really like it, and I think this would work well with the Dranzer V blade base. But I'm going to be a little bit weird and probably aggravate some people. I really want to try out the Frostic Dranzer AR. Now, some of you may be saying I never saw this in the anime or anything, but I haven't played it myself yet. If you check out Nazuma's videos, he's got a playthrough of it. It's really cool, little Beigoma game on the GBA. But in that, Kai is often found using Frostic Dranzer, and I think it's super dope. I don't have the second mold of this. I don't have any copies of the second mold of this that I think most people who had a Hasbro one would have done. It's got kind of shorter spikes and it's a bit more reinforced here. This is original Takara one, like mold 1, but it's pretty dope looking, and yeah, I want to give it a go. So I'm gonna chuck a combo together again and let me know what you think in a second. Okay, Beybladers, here we have my ultimate Dranzer combination from Kai Hiwatari for our next World Championships. So we've gone with the Frostic Dranzer AR. I've changed out the Bit Beast for my favorite Dranzer one, Dranzer V2. We have a wide defense weight disc, and we have a Dranzer Volcano, Dranzer V blade base, and I've switched out the tip for the one from my red recolor because that is just that little bit flatter, a little bit smoother, which I think is really going to help it. Now, I was actually really tempted to commit some blasphemy and switch this to left spin, because this is actually, I think, would be quite a good little spin stealing zombie type combo with this AR. Well, all of it together really good, and chucking it in left spin I think would really help it with pretty much all matchups, because Tyson is the only left spinning bay I think in the OG series that I can think of off the top of my head. But for exactly that reason, Kai would stay in right spin, because he'll beat everyone else regardless, but it's only Tyson he's concerned about beating and testing against now, so him staying in right spin should help him with the spin equalization against Tyson's Dragoon combo that we made before. So let's give this one a couple test battles and let me know what you think. Alright, let's get our test battles underway. Just like we did for our Dragoon combo, we have all of the master bays here ready to do battle. First up, we're going to have Master Dragoon, attack type. I'm really excited about this combo, I'm not going to lie. I think it looks super sweet, and getting to play with it now, like from the first launch, I'm pretty happy with it. I think this is a cool ass combination, and it picks up a win. So using the master, kind of like evolution line, I guess I would call it, for test battles, I think it's great because they kind of just pile in on one archetype. Like, not all the parts in the stock combos are the best, but I don't want to be testing all of the character bays against other strong character combos just yet. I want to save that until the actual tournament, so that's why we're using the master line here instead, and it gets an easy win against Dragoon. But here we have Master Seal. Kind of a defense type. It's got that metal sharp, or kind of sharp point, but quite a light, quite a fragile Beyblade, to be honest. And back in the day, I know I mention this every time, back in the day that would have been a win for us, but Master Dranzer hangs on after losing its bit chip and gets a KO. But again, bit chip's out, and yeah, super fragile AR, and you can see there it's twisted in the spin gear, so I'm going to replace it with some parts nearby. And here we have another old school Dranzer AR, but I've just chucked it on the rubber tip from Seaborg, or this is the BBA defensive version. So we get a similar kind of fade to our Master Dranzer. We're circling, we're moving in. I really like the way this Beyblade's moving around. The Dranzer B blade base, like free spinning bearing, which is really cool, but it's on a flat point, which is a bit different from the bearing tips we get in Bakuten shoot, as well as it being a flat tip we've got on at the moment. So yeah, kind of cool. The Burning Kerberos is like somewhat aggressive because it moves around the stadium well and stuff, but this is another step up from that, I think. Does it have the same kind of stamina as the Burning Kerberos base? Probably not, but I think this is a really cool choice. It's a little bit lighter, and you can see it's doing really well against every combination we throw at it at the moment. Wide defense with the Frostic Dranzer AR, I think it's a really strong combination. The AR sits very flush with the weight disc, and look at that, getting big smash, even though we're not really an attack type. I think we've hit the nail on the head here. So make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be covering the rest of the Blade Breakers in the next combo video. And make sure you vote down below, because after that we're going to be doing Lee from White Tiger X, but I'm going to need your help on deciding the rest of the characters for the tournament. Thanks for checking it out. Catch you in the next one. Peace!